For over 30 years, Mortal Kombat has been monumentous in more ways than one since its release in 1992. The overall violence that was quite novel to the industry at the time led to it being one of the major factors in the creation of the ESRB, the Entertainment Software Rating Board. Although the game was loved by its fans, even the casual audience was transfixed by the over-the-top violence present in almost every single title. It's never really been looked at as a serious fighting game compared to the likes of Street Fighter or Tekken. Not that it even needed to be, but NetherRealm Studios had done something no other fighting game had done before, made a fully fledged cinematic experience in a fighting game. Although the currently used story format started with Mortal Kombat vs. DC, the overall game wasn't received well, some of that being due to its teen rating. The lack of brutal violence in a Mortal Kombat title pushed a lot of the series' followers who would have otherwise played it away. It wasn't until Mortal Kombat 2011 that it would make a splash with Mortal Kombat fans. Although the story wasn't perfect by any means, it was an earnest attempt, one that many fans and non-fans appreciated. Future titles would carry on this trend of having a fleshed out cinematic story, introducing new characters, new events, and new mechanics. Now, Mortal Kombat 1 is here. It's time to dive into the beauty and the gore, and see what it has to offer. After the ultimate battle between Shang Tsung and Liu Kang, the Fire God was able to best the Sorcerer, and take the Hourglass to forge his own reality. But he's given up his powers, and now lives amongst his mortal warriors as a demigod. I won't be delving too deeply into the story, as I find it best to be done by those who want to experience it themselves. It's structured more or less the same as previous NetherRealm games. In each chapter you play as a new character, with each fight being separated by a cinematic cutscene. With a new timeline comes new alliances, and new stories for beloved characters. I'm speaking specifically of Baraka and Reptile. In previous NetherRealm games, Baraka and Reptile were treated as jobbers, characters that were there for the player to beat up with no real challenge. Not only have they been given new looks, but also their own chapters in story mode. No longer relegated to simple punching bags, but are fleshed out characters. Well, as fleshed out as they can be in a fighting game. With each character comes a top tier voice actor. Everyone is fantastic. Sometimes over the top and hammy, but fantastic nonetheless.
With Sento in my hands, I'll lead us out of the shadows.
That's a great plan, stranger. Except for one thing. Sento's mine. And I won't give it up without a fight.
With the dramatic flair that's given to each delivery, there's not a single character that stands out due to a bad performance. Except for one. It's always nice to see 3D era characters get some attention by the NetherRealm team. Beloved characters from a time that many old school MK players didn't explore, myself included. Natara is chief among them, a beautiful but deadly vampire portrayed and voiced by Megan Fox. In terms of voice talent, Fox's performance falls incredibly flat. Although she doesn't have too many lines in the story, the ones that she does have are so horrendously tone deaf that I cannot believe they remained in the final product.
That blade's enchanted.
It was forged to destroy evil. It's slain many of your vampire kind.
We can't help what we are. That we feed on blood doesn't make us evil.
I don't really blame Fox for this, as she isn't a voice actress, but ultimately she takes away from the character in virtually any scene she's in. Although Fox's likeness for Natara is very easy on the eyes, her voice performance is like bladed nails on a chalkboard. Which goes to show just how fantastic everyone else's performance truly was. The contrast is tangible. Another performer I feel that must be highlighted is the voice actor for Shang Tsung. Alan Lee absolutely killed it. He's malicious, conniving, and cold, and he loves every moment of it.
I am sure you're asking yourself, can I afford to trust a man I have never met? But the true question you must ask is, can I afford not to?
His smug condescension is present throughout, and is perhaps the best performance in the entire game. Clearly inspired by the amazing Cary Tagawa from the 1995 film, then later reprising his role in Mortal Kombat 11, Mr. Tagawa has solidified his role as Shang Tsung, and I can't see him any other way.
We can safely recruit her without disrupting events. It's a tactic Kronika is unlikely to anticipate.
Although it is a shame that Mr. Tagawa didn't reprise his role in Mortal Kombat 1, I think Alan Lee does Shang Tsung justice. Speaking of talent, this game is gorgeous. I don't just mean in visual fidelity either, but in aesthetics. The contrast between the two previous Mortal Kombat games is so extreme that at a glance, it's sometimes hard to tell it's even from the same franchise. Although there are dark and desolate levels that have a very over-the-top motif of skull, fires, and gore, those who know me know that I have somewhat of an affinity for pretty things. And this game delivers on that over and over again. The artists at NetherRealm should be extremely proud of themselves. The greatest addition is the cameo system, selecting from a plethora of legacy characters to aid you in your fight that have a variety of different abilities. Able to give options to characters that otherwise wouldn't have in their kit, doubling down on your strengths, or extending combos for absurd damage. The possibilities are virtually endless. Truly the most significant mechanic to be added to any Mortal Kombat to date, and easily my favorite. But something so expansive and explorational doesn't come without its downsides as well. Although cameos are the absolute best thing NetherRealms have brought to their games, it's easily exploitable, which has already led to significant nerfs across the board on virtually all cameo fighters in the most recent major update. I unfortunately see this as a coming trend. Players will continue to find major exploits and oppressive team combinations, only for NetherRealm to strike them down again with another massive nerf. The game is still young, and I feel Mortal Kombat 1 has a potentially long life ahead of it, so we'll see how relevant the cameos remain. The more you play, virtually no matter the game mode, you'll gain player levels, which unlocks extras such as music, concept art, and in some cases, stages. Each character, main and cameo, has their own rank mastery, unlocking profile icons, palette swaps, easy fatality tokens, and dragon crystals. I think it's a neat system, but it could have been so much more. The more I play, the less I find myself caring about the character ranks, as it truly doesn't give me anything to strive for, as the rewards themselves are just underwhelming. Traditional arcade towers have also made their return, but instead of the latter ending being a what-if scenario, they're now canonical endings, showing what happened to each character after the story mode. Mortal Kombat 1 also includes a very extensive training mode to teach you the fundamental skills of understanding not just Mortal Kombat, but fighting games altogether, in some cases. Combo trials are also present for all characters, teaching you useful beginner-friendly strings to help you get a grasp on any particular combatant. Another way of seeing the beautiful environments is through the new Invasion mode. A kind of board game-like map going tile to tile, taking on challenges, finding gear, leveling up, and progressing through a variety of realms with the final boss at the end of each season of Invasion. Buying items helps you traverse safely through the realms or to make your next fight a bit easier. Each realm takes about an hour or so to complete, with there being 8 areas total to explore. Although the variety in enemy types was pretty fun and each realm having its own set of challenges, it did feel it dragged its feet a bit too much, as I found myself getting bored about halfway through. This game makes sure to take the player's time in some of the worst ways possible, with there being an estimated 50 tiles per level, no map, no fast travel for a specific tile, and no indicator of if you even explored everything or not. I find the quality of life features lacking and a disrespectful use of the player's time. Being more interactable than previous script game modes, it was fun for about the first 2 hours, but it vastly overstayed its welcome. In fact, I find a lot of this game's downside is how much time is wasted, forcing you to do monotonous chores with intent from the developers. An example is the Dragon Shrine in the main menu. The more you play and complete challenges, you'll accrue one of the game's currencies, Dragon Coins, which you can spend on extras such as concept art, cosmetics, and music tracks. As much as I love neat extras, forcing me to wait to spend over 100,000 coins, with each exchange costing 1,000 coins, waiting to watch the animation each time, which is about 7 seconds to complete, then having to wait several more seconds to confirm with the server to be able to do it again, and not even having the option to spend it all at once? Why? Stop wasting my time. The final currency is called Dragon Crystals, and they can be bought in the shop or obtained through leveling up your profile, but it's obviously going to be a minuscule amount for when you do get them. I'm not exactly opposed to cosmetic purchases, but I'm also not someone to fall into the customization in video games for that exact reason. A lot of cool skins are kept behind a paywall. While there are free skins from the Invasion mode, for example, most are less than stellar or downright bad in some cases. What I find even more horrendous about Warner Bros. And NetherRealm is making Shang Tsung a pre-order bonus. making him purchasable for $5 extra if you happen to not pre-order. A pivotal character in the story mode being cut out of the multiplayer to push their pre-order numbers, and forcing those that didn't want to buy a game they were uncertain about or be punished, and having to pay a $5 extra on top of their already $70 purchase, $100 in some cases. The online portion is severely lacking quality of life features that are present in contemporary fighting games, such as online lobbies and lacking a connection preference for ranked play, forcing me to play against someone in a 1-to-3 match on a Wi-Fi connection, with a 150 ping with no ability to back out of the match without losing points, fighting the connection more than the opponent. There are no character or team rankings either, unlike that of Street Fighter 6, which there absolutely should have been or should be in the future. I don't always want to have to sweat when I'm playing ranked, or have to dedicate my time to just one character if I wish to test myself on another. Casual matches are present, but for some reason, NetherRealm continues to display a win-loss ratio on the player's profile, which to some is just as important of a number as their ranked number, which absolutely should not be the case. I don't blame the players for this, but NetherRealm. Casual should be absolutely 0 numbers associated with your record. The same goes with King of the Hill lobbies. Win-loss should not be displayed. In conclusion, I enjoyed and I still enjoy my time with Mortal Kombat 1. It's an incredibly robust game. The story is fun and the characters are as fleshed out as they can be. It's as beautiful as it is brutal, and the art team did a stellar job. Easily the best Mortal Kombat has ever looked. The game still has major problems that should have been squelched before it even launched. Mortal Kombat 1 is another culprit of the sell it now, fix it later mentality that most major publishers and developers have. I do very much enjoy Mortal Kombat 1 when it works, but it seems games are becoming more expensive with diminishing returns, paying more for a product that can't even justify a fraction of its price, gouging players for all they're worth through expensive in-game products. Now, the big question. Do I recommend this game? I want to love this game. I want to tell everyone that watches this video to go out and buy this game right now, but I can't. Although Mortal Kombat 1 is packed full of potential, to me it's clear the dev team over at NetherRealm worked to the bone to get this game to the state it's at right now. I have the fullest respect for the people on the ground that made this game happen, but I wouldn't feel comfortable recommending it to someone new or returning to the series. All the content it does have is spread thin, missing important quality of life features that reduce the grind and frustration of the monotony. I sadly can't recommend this game due to its expensive retail price. The lack of respect for customers by Warner Bros. And NetherRealm higher-ups is incredibly insulting and should not go unmentioned. Thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you for sticking around to the very end. Please be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. I do read every comment. I might not reply to all of them, but I do read them. And thank you so much to all my Patreon supporters over at patreon.com. Faith, Kato, Rookie Python, Joseph, Shrexy Otter, Kuronin, Barry, K.O. Marsali, Tammy, Artist Grim, and Jerry. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And until next time, I hope you guys have a good one.